Hi, how's it going YouTube? It's your boy Dave, the Bicycle Ninja. And first of all, I just want to say a huge shout out to the entire two-wheel community. Mad love and respect for each and every one of you soldiers that gets on a bicycle. Um, Props. It's been really cool. The bicycle community has just been so good to me lately. On my camera I have hours and hours of, I may have a lot of hours of footage of really cool bicycles and really cool bicycle people that I've encountered on my bike journey, and I'm just loving every minute on the bike these days. I just cannot wait to ride all the time. All I want to do is ride. And it's crazy. This is how much I love my new bike, how much I love cycling, how much I love the cycling community. I am like severely injured right now. I had a horrible back injury on the disc golf course about 5 days ago, and the pain has not let up one bit. It wraps all the way around the right side of my body. Basically, the entire right side of my body is just in burning, searing pain, and constantly. And what do I do when I'm injured? Usually, not much. Usually I use the RICE method. R, rest, I, ice, C, compression, and E, elevation is what I usually do when I'm injured. Standard protocol for sports injuries. And that is something I would be doing if I had all those things. I don't have any ice. I don't have an ice pack anymore. I don't have I can't get any rest because I don't even have a bed. I sleep on a mat on the floor, and it's extremely uncomfortable, especially when you have a back and rib injury such as I do. It's a dull pain all the time. Like, it hasn't let up one bit in 5 days, and I can't sleep through the night. It's been bad. It's been really bad. Well, what do? I do what I always do, and I ride through the pain. I sack up and I grind it out. Today I went on a 5-mile ride, and just basically try to loosen up my back a little bit if possible. And I feel when you're injured, if you have mobility, if you can move and you can do certain exercises, I think you should. As soon as possible after the injury. I mean, a lot of physical therapists, I'm sure, will tell you that it's important to start rehabbing an injury as soon as possible. It's something I've learned about being injured so much, is that it is important to rehab your sports injury immediately, as soon as you possibly can. Which is what I'm doing, and I have enough experience with injuries because I'm constantly injured. Either I'm hurt or I'm sick every minute of my entire life, which is horrible. But what do? I ride through the pain. And even though I'm severely injured, and the internet's saying I might be down like 12 to 16 weeks, which is not good. It's very concerning to me that after 5, it's got to be a rib injury, because they're the slowest to heal. Because after 5 days of a normal injury, I'm already healed or feeling better, because I eat a lot of vegetables and fruits and stuff, and obviously I get a ton of cardio on the bike every day, no days off, unless it's raining, of course. Yesterday I rode in rain. The other day I rode in a lot of rain. It was pouring, and me and the Red Giant tore it up. And I was having so many issues with the bike, because you know, I rolled old Heavy for so long, at least 15 years. I rode that old Heavy, and it's like a massive frame, you know, way oversized, like 25 to 28 inch frame, just huge frame, and way too big for me, you know. But I got used to it, and I could fly on that thing. And then I got Red Giant, and I gave Old Huffy back to my brother, and I got Red Giant, and it's just been a love affair ever since. And I never loved, well, I loved all my bikes. I've had some great bikes. I've been lucky enough to have a lot of bikes, you know, and that goes back to my bike history, which is what I want to get into right now. How did I end up with such a rare beauty like the Red Giant, the bike of my dreams? How did I end up with the bike of my dreams? Well, it's a long story, and there are a lot of bikes involved, and a lot of gnarly crashes, and a lot of learning moments. But I think it all started back with one of my very first memories. One of my very first memories as a human on this planet. It must have been like 2 or 3 years old. And it was just like, you know, my life's been like a movie, and it was just like a movie, you know. It was just fade to white, you know. It was from black to white. All of a sudden, boom, there I was. And I was sitting in the living room on a wood floor at nighttime. I think it was nighttime, and it could have been day, but I don't remember. I was sitting in the middle of the living room floor at our old house in Montclair, California, and I must have been like 2 or 3 years old. I think 2 or 3 years old. Absolutely wasn't 4, because I remember all of 4, all of 5, and I remember everything so forth, except for the times when I was like blackout drunk or unconscious or in a coma or something. I don't remember much of that stuff, but one of my first memories, I think my first bike, or trike I should say, was in the picture. Somewhere around that time, 3 or 4, I don't know, I can't remember exactly if it was my personal tricycle or it was my grandma's tricycle. I can't remember. But somewhere early on in my bicycle career, there was a tricycle involved. And I think it was just like an old vintage tricycle. It was beautiful. I want to say it was a Schwinn, but I'm not sure. My grandfather loved Schwinn stuff. He had a lot of Schwinn bikes, and you know, Schwinn's great. I love Schwinn. I've had a few Schwinns, and they've been great. Actually, I don't know if I've ever owned a Schwinn per se, but I've definitely rode a lot of Schwinns. I love them. They're wonderful bikes.